Oh yeah, back with some Destiny 2. This is a lot of flying just to go to the hub world. You got issues, Destiny.
Time to get up.
Got some issues there, buddy. Thanks. I lost that crappy gun and they returned it. What's up, Philip? How you doing, man? How's your Sunday afternoon going? Or evening? Or nighttime? Hell yeah, man. Oh, wow.
The incomparable Jackie Chan has been thrilling.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people like to check it out. Gotta throw stuff out there and see what people think. You might be sitting on a masterpiece.
Are you ready to deploy? Talk to me, Guardian. Rumor has it all hell.
Now that is sleeping in. I'm overdue for some sleeping in myself. It's been about 2 months since I got a good sleep past 8 a.m. or so. With all the traveling and whatnot. some old Sega Genesis songs going. I've been playing a lot of emulators on the PC. Happening. Sometimes you can write some good stuff. You're feeling just loose enough. Just that Goldilocks amount of faded. I got mad last time I got drunk because I couldn't read a book. I was trying to pay attention. Drank a bottle of rum and sat down and tried to read a book. That does not work well. Old some Castello Bay rum, some nasty cheap stuff. Of course, this is in like 2000, God, like 8 or 9. It's been a minute, and I've been pretty boring for a while. I also tried to fist fight my brother-in-law that night and his friend. But to be fair, they always had it coming all the time. So that wasn't so much the booze as my self-control. Finally went out the window. Managed to get some holes in my wall that evening. And 0 books read. I think I was trying to read Shogun by James Clavell. Which is not the best book to try and read drunk. One of those levels where I don't know where the hell I'm at. They got the compass kind of topsy-turvy in Destiny. And then magically the place is inhabited. I like playing sci-fi shooters, not so much the Call of Duty and stuff like that. There's enough of that actually going on in the world. War simulation's not exactly a way to relax at the end of the day. I got the World War II edition PlayStation 4 just because it was the only one they had left at the store that day. I turned around and traded in the Call of Duty World War II game unopened the same day for a second copy of Dark Souls 2. Like, yeah, my granddad did enough of that. I don't really think it's a form of entertainment. I try not to trade games, but if I know, like if it's a new release type of game and I know I'm never going to want to play it, and it's worth a lot of trade-in, then yeah, I'll trade it in before it becomes worthless. Like those Call of Duties, dude, they're like a dime a dozen after they've been out for a while. PS2 was the era where I never traded games, and that's why I still have 4 copies of Dark Cloud. Got my backup, and my backup, backup. I got 4 copies of Dark Cloud.
Amanda, the Hive have infected everything.
Holiday, we gotta get you back in the air.
That system was, yeah, when I was a young adult, come home from work, play a PS2 game and try and kick its ass. Especially the Onimusha games. I love those. Those were my thing for quite a few years. Oh man, the radio's gone all... It's gone all mainstream. Yeah, I try not to trade games unless I like entirely gave up on that system. And over the years, that's really never been the case as I've gotten older. When I was a kid, I'd try and get the hot new stuff. So I traded my N64 and stuff like that. But then I eventually, you know, had to seek it back out and replace it also. It's like throwing dirt in the hole you're digging. A lot of shooting from the hip, because I am holding a cigar in my use the sights button like a genius.
Sweet. Now just flip the switch and turn them on.
It's a lot of one-handed playing when you're a smoker, sadly. Get the patch and become the ultimate gamer. Yeah, I've never met a lot of cool people at the game stores. It seemed like they were kind of tools. Even like the chicks that work there are kind of like major tools. Dark Cloud became incredibly rare here also later on, but it was one of those games where you go into the game store and they would have like a bin full of sleeves, and they were like discs that didn't have cases for 99 cents. And eventually, like, there'd be like 50 copies of Dark Cloud in every game store's dollar bin. after a while I got wise, and when I'd see things at garage sales or thrift stores, I'd start to get them if I thought they were gonna be like a collectible, like the old Star Trek movies. I have like every variation of those, just because they were like quarters at thrift stores. I'm not a big fan of the old Star Trek stuff, but oh no, I died. That's what they meant by my great-grandmother was a Czech gypsy. Maybe that's where that comes from. The pack rat just got some bizarre things laying around. Oh wow, man. That sounds like when I lived in Texas in a really small town and we only had one game store. And yeah, they just eventually he just couldn't sustain it, even though he's doing like PC repair also. He's a pretty decent guy too. He's just always in there by himself, and I'd never run into other customers in there or anything, so it'd get kind of awkward. Oh yeah, I have exploding throwing knives. I was watching a video earlier today. I guess there's some way to mod your Xbox 360 console to where it can emulate Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1 and all that stuff. He's one of those guys too. Yeah, it sounded like that. If he got the modern downloads and stuff, eventually are, you know, we've got all kinds of, well, I think we're down to one chain game store that's like a big corporation, but there used to be 3 or 4 types of that. And so we've got like, you know, 45 video game stores in like a 50 square mile radius just in the city here, and they've been closing down one at a time. And I think the biggest chain is starting to lose its stores also, because the downloads are always cheaper than anything from in there. And they didn't do them any favors by letting you play your pre-order downloads a day early from when you would get it if you waited in line at the store at midnight. Internet killed the disc copy. Oh yeah, that sucks, man. You gotta have those stores around, even if, you know, there's other stuff you can't download. You can't download a new power cable. I mean, come on. You can't download a new controller. Those stores could sell plenty of products still. Even the you know, you have to buy the console from somewhere. It's not like that you download the console. I mean, half the time I go to the game store is for a cord or something like that anyway. If you have a few systems, you're gonna need cords. Yeah, that's what's happening here too. They're slowly closing. We still got 2 or 3 within 5 miles, but it used to be a lot more, and it used to be a few different kinds. A big part of their downfall, though, too, was they started carrying those figures that you play. It's like a Skylanders game. You carry the little figures. You have to put them on like a portal to play. And then there was a Disney game with little figures, and just people had started to trade in the little figures, and so the store just filled up with a bunch of used trash, basically. I mean, bins of used figures and stuff like that, and they had thought they could sell these plushies and Lego sets and, you know, $300 Dark Soul figure collectible statues, and nobody was buying that stuff, and it's just putting them out of business. This is GameStop, you know, the giant game company. They've closed like 7,000 stores in the United States this year. Which means Walmart basically is gonna become the game store. Target, Walmart, Best Buy. This is reverting to the 90s, basically. Yeah, they went crazy on a bunch of merchandise that they didn't need to have in a game store, and they had to sell. They always have it on sale. Last time I went in there, I got like 3 T-shirts for $5. I was like, well, yeah, for that price, I'll buy 3 weird video game T-shirts, because that's a good deal. It's like Zelda shirt and Voltron and some Overwatch shirt. I didn't even know what that was all about, but for the price, yeah. And you could tell they're just desperate to get rid of these piles of trash everywhere, basically. You can't turn a game store into like a thrift store. You even got T-shirts and stuff, returned T-shirts and things like that piled up. So that Speedy Diver guy made a famous YouTube channel just from digging in GameStop trash. It's the stuff they would throw away. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not a low quality T-shirt. They intentionally had them on sale for like $19.99 a piece, because they thought mega fans would shell out money for that, but 1 or 2 occasionally, but not just piled up.
Then let's find a fix.
Now you go in there and they follow you around and try and beg you to buy the crap, and it's really uncomfortable. They got like sales associates. They make their employees do some terrible things now, where they don't, you know, they don't want to follow you around and bug you, but they have to. So they gotta sell that pile of crap. Please buy a Pikachu thermos. watch Doctor Who, man? I know that new one is on today. That chick in it. It's kind of strange, but it might work. He's the Doctor after all. I did buy a Doctor Who blanket from the game store before, when they had it on desperate sale. I am guilty of that. Go there at Christmas time and they got a lot of stuff on sale. It happened once before in the 90s to them though, when they had the cartridge games piling up. And also they were trying to do buy, sell, and trade DVDs, and they piled up quick, and they had to sell those off. And desperate, and clean up the store. Oh man, I hate this. Shoot the rock.
First piston's good to go. We gave it a power scrubbing.
That's great and all, but, it's still pretty dark on this end. Sounds like you got more scrubbing to do, Guardian.
More scrubbing. Okay, that's a monster in the game screen. They did make a ton of money in the cartridge era. It's just whenever the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox came out, they had to ditch all the cartridges because they were just piled up everywhere. People started bringing them in to get the games that played, you know, the discs. They didn't know they'd want the they didn't know they'd want the old games back because they were always going to be better. But in the cartridge era, we would try and like go up there every day, ride our bikes, and go get some new cartridges to try out. I played a lot of cartridges. Those games had some appeal to them that these new ones just fail to have. Play that Ren and Stimpy Super Nintendo game. God damn it. Another rock I gotta shoot, I suppose.
Final piston is clear.
Control center's still dark, so it's gotta be more than a piston problem. I have to get in, butts with the circuit breakers. Try the central platform. Everything routes through there.
Yeah, and I want to say there's a lot of stuff that didn't even make it to the disc format. Oh shit, a witch. Witch, you're a bitch. Oh god, I hit it in the face with an exploding throwing knife. That's a lucky shot. What was that? These are... creatures from Venus? Acolytes?
Circuit breaker's going to be around there somewhere. Find it and flip the switch. Just like I said.
Hell yeah, man. Not sure what I'm doing. Oh, shooting more rocks. How exciting. I haven't seen any other players on this mission. It's been a large, mostly uninhabited world. Did I restore the power?
Yeah! Power's back! Exemplary work, everyone. But we still have to deal with these intercepted enemy transmissions.
Hey, there's some other players. Doot 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 doot. What are they doing though? Okay, this is like Eric Estrada in the future.
There's plenty more to do around here, though. Chief among them,
Choose my reward.
on a counteroffensive
What?
I have a plan,
Mechaniers,
but it won't
tricks,
work without you.
lose.
We intercepted a Priority 1 Red Legion
Waiting
signal
flux.
for city evacuation, but we cannot crack the encryption.
What are these? Are
Holiday
these
says there's
lucky
tech that can
pants?
do the job in the arcology,
Shit.
which is effectively
How are you gonna offer 2 other items and then something called lucky pants?
All we know for sure is the hive is blazing hell down there. Perhaps literally. But if you're in, let's put the plan into action.
Well, I am a scout rifle build. Of course, that's got scout rifle reserves. Unflinching bow arm. I might have to go with the lucky pants. The lucky pants. Yep.
Scout well.
Dude, Eric Estrada just gave me lucky pants. They were the pants he used on the set of Chips. Better check that loot out. War Mantis.
At ease.
Time to put on the lucky pants, I suppose. Their stats look a lot lower than the crappy stuff I was wearing. I don't see how they're gonna be lucky. I guess they're lucky, so that's gonna make up the stat difference.
Report.
Pulse rifle. I don't like that pistol.
Okay, well, those ships aren't gonna fix themselves.
Oh shit, am I on Titan now? I'm in the world. I'm finally allowed in the world. There's other people in the world. And public events. I see an arrow. Shit, it's a captain. Hello, Captain. Oh shit. Where's my sword? That's why. Apparently you gotta do a bunch of boring stuff, and then you can wander around. This is why people hate you, Destiny. Got such good potential. To borrow some lessons from Warframe. It got dark. Is that a boss coming? Better be.
All active duty personnel, catch incoming. Heat signals suggest they're offloading ordnance. Break it up.
Oh, cool. It is a boss. Something. Something cool. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a boss. I'm gonna have to walk away from that. It says immune. There we go. It's got little baby bombs. Oh, you gotta do something weird with these. Basketball. guess. What the fuck are we doing, sir?
It's down! Demolish that wall.
Heavy losses for the Fallen and a tactical advantage for
Sure.
us.
There's some kind of basketball thing going on here. Hey, loot. We play basketball for 30 seconds and then get into this treasure chest. What's that guy dancing? Well, oh, it's a chick. Jam on it. I'm needing some Metal Gear Solid. Hell yeah, he can dance. That guy was going after it. He's having a damn good time. I still like Destiny 1 on 360 a lot better. This one is kind of all over the place. I definitely won't put as many hours as I did into that one. There's just not much incentive. Even the loot's kind of crap. That's a person, and that's some loot. And yeah, it just tells you what the loot is, so you don't have to go trade it in and see what it is. It just tells you you got some crappy shit in the corner of the screen. Like, here's your new gun. You used to have to take it back to like a translator or some kind of like cryptarch guy, and he would decode the loot, and then they would give you a reward based on that. Shit. Slow throw my ass. Some loot. Ah, and that's how you die. It's gonna be a tutorial on falling off of cliffs. Haha. The people under the stairs. This guy. Shit. What a waste. Tips on succeeding off the edge of a cliff. Yeah, this is the mid-year version. ...1982 studio version. That they used that for the theme song for that new Metal Gear Solid. I always knew the David Bowie and the Nirvana version, but I'd never heard this version until I played that new Metal Gear. I was like, what? That's even better. Plus it's fun collecting all the 80s cassette tapes in that game. You go steal from the enemy bases in Afghanistan. They got boom boxes in their tents and you take the tapes out. Pump. Oh yeah. I feel as if I'm going in a circle, because I am. Hell yeah, Dire Straits, man. Good for shooting Martians in the face. Or whatever these guys are. These guys are from the moon, I believe, actually. Even better, Moon Man. Take that, Moon Man. You're not appreciated. Let's go into this creepy tunnel. And it just leads back to Eric Estrada. Wait.
Next time we set up the secret
Oh,
base
Sloan.
on the driveway.
I thought its name was Shane. Looks like the dude from Redbone. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do this with 2 guitars. I think it probably makes it better as long as they stay in line. But it's cool to see one guy do it on an acoustic too. Or as much of it as he can. It's hard to keep track of all those notes, but it's an impressive set of notes. With the right tempo. It's kind of like a stream of guitar. I don't remember who else I've seen play this song. Four minutes to get there. Nah. Because I am about to have to get off and go get some Chinese food. Because I'm lazy. Hell yeah, man, definitely send me that. I'll add it to my playlist. I'm always looking for new stuff to add to my guitar playlist. There's certain times when I want to listen to guitar music. Other times beats, and other times good lyrics. Gotta get that Chinese. Yeah, we got a Panda Express. I get that lo mein and that what's it called? Beijing beef. It's like deep fried steak covered in sweet and sour sauce in little chunks. And it comes with like red and green peppers and a bunch of other vegetables blended in. And a heap of noodles. Those fried lo mein noodles. Gotta get the kid some sweet and sour. She doesn't go for much else. That orange chicken, sweet and sour chicken, vegetable rice. Yeah, we've been gone all day and we got a lot more stuff to do this evening to get ready for school this week, and I'm just not even gonna bother putting a cooking plan together this time of night. I'll just drive down the road to the Panda.
Not everything Fenchurch sends is safe to sell.
Yeah, they've got a really good mushroom chicken. But the Beijing beef or the Kung Pao is like my favorite. So I always been doing those for like the last 3 or 4 years. I had no idea what the Kung Pao chicken was. I was missing out.
Everything Fenchurch sends is safe to sell.
Underway. Ready and waiting.
Oh, it's 2 people. Creepy. It's Zaphod Beeblebrox. Now it's just a freakish blob. Hell yeah, man. Well, you send me that link and I might be streaming later here after I eat and take care of some chores. But I'm gonna get off here and run and get that over with. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out, man. It's always good to chat with you.
Where do you think they're sending them next?